So Formula 1 is back, and this man, Max Verstappen, picks up where he left off on pole for the Dutch Grand Prix in his home race. So qualifying was actually really fun, a lot of drama, a pretty much classic wet to dry session. We've had a few of those lately, and it was a lot of fun. To be fair, up until the very end, it was quite wide open. Then Verstappen dropped the hammer right at the death with an absolute stonker, a really good lap, a 1 minute 10.5. So yeah, I'll leave the lap times on screen, but a Max on pole yet again. Lando P2, he could be a threat in the race. McLaren seem to be quick, and they've got more upgrades on, and they seem to be improving race by race by race. I think Mercedes are low-key a bit quick as well, but couldn't quite show it in qualifying. Hamilton, the big surprise, out in Q2, and Aston Martin seem to have improved as well. So hopefully we get a bit of action in tomorrow's race, and it's not a snooze fest. So I'm kind of hoping Lando can get past Verstappen into turn 1, a bit like in Silverstone, and make a bit of a race out of it. Anyway, for us, we're going to try and beat the pole lap. Now, we'll see what we can do. Conditions weren't fully optimal. I have a secondary objective in the case that we do not, or if we easily, smash the time. So we're going to, first of all, aim for that 110.5. If we beat it, we'll then go down to last year's pole lap, which was a 110.3, I believe. So yeah, then we'll see. I've completely messed up turn 1 there. I broke myself a bit too much there, so I'll have to take into account there's a bit of time to find. But yeah, currently getting up to speed as we look to try and do a better job. Also, shout out to Ricardo. Hopefully Daniel gets healthy, and we'll see him back soon. For now, we're going to have Liam Lawson stepping in this weekend. To be fair, very short notice, and his first session was in the wet, so brave stuff from the Kiwi. But yeah, anyway, so far pretty standard lap time, just trying to get one on the board as we almost do a Charles Leclerc, who was the big story from qualifying as he stacked it into the barrier on his final run. Tyres are red hot as well, so we're already on a pretty soft compound into the chicane complex. Easy on the power as we tick over the 1 minute mark. So this will be slower than a 1 minute 10. The question is how much slower. Currently on a bog standard default setup, out through the banker onto the pit straight, DRS open, and our first lap is going to be a 1:15.3. So I think we do have a challenge on our hands. I was concerned the track conditions in real life may have not been optimal, but I saw Max's lap seem pretty decent, and I think we've got a challenge here, which is good. Now we're already on the softest tyre, which we used on our last run. The C3 is the softest compound available this weekend, so we don't have a lot to find in terms of tyre compound pace. So what I've done now is reduce the fuel, up the wing, and we're also going to run a bit more engine mode now, and we're going to try and also, with what we learned on the last lap, try to carry a bit more speed. And also turn 1 was a bit scruffy, so let's clean it up a little bit. Brake bias also slightly more rearward so that we can push the brakes a bit more, not front lock. Otherwise that will send our temperatures into overdrive if we lock the fronts. But that corner, I was struggling with that on the out lap already. There's a nasty bump right on the crossover, which makes it really hard, so we'll try that again. Okay, let's try that again. So we've got the front left somewhat cooled off, but not fully. Rear right is frozen cold. I broke myself into turn 1. Good start. Still going to be quicker though than the one where we of course had the issue. So this time, nope, still struggling through there, man. This time I didn't seem to hit the bump, so I ran off track by not having enough lock on the wheel. I have to do a bit of practice in that first sector to try and clean that up a little bit. Either way, let's keep pushing. Max was nearly flat through here in qualifying. I'm going to have to take a lift, also correct my line a bit, but I reckon I could carry some decent speed. Let's go through some more setup work. The tyres get so hot. So hot. I don't know, Leclerc, man. Yeah, this really isn't the lap I was hoping for so far. I might try again, to be fair. Well, third time is the charm, so let's see if this time we can deliver the lap time. Tyres are a bit cooler this time. I'm going to try and just keep it a bit safer and just go a bit slower. Let's see if we can get a nice clean lap in. Nope, that bump, man, I'm not even pushing. That bump is horrible. How are we struggling to get a second attempt lap here? I'm sure for lots of laps so we could try again, but this is fourth time the charm. Has anyone ever said that before? Let's find out. Let's see if it is the case. Turn 1. A little bit wide on the brakes, locking the rear slightly. Right. What line to take through here? There's the bump. Okay, we're through. Taking a bit of a low line through the banking. Still trying to figure out what the best option is through there. But now we can start to push a little bit. Hopefully the left front holds on. That was nice. Got the line right there. Took a few lifts, but crucially we got through nicely. Braking a bit earlier for Leclerc corner. Just to get the nose in. We can now lean on the right side tyres through here to get the power down. Okay, this is a good lap. Up by 3 and a bit seconds. This is looking pretty decent. Pushing that braking a bit more, using the camber into the banking. That was very nice. Bit of wheel spin on exit, but it'll do. Tyres are screaming hot as we make our way through the final corner. Very little front end because of the overheating. The understeer is massive. But here we go, up to the line, and this is a better lap with some more engine mode, and it's a 1 minute 11.3. There we go. So the pace is there. It's just if we can hook up the lap and get through the banker and the section just before with the dip. It's a really tough one, man. I don't really know what line to take. It's okay, and then suddenly right there is the bump. Still not sure if I want to go high through here. Maybe I probably want to stick to the high line to be fair. If I can get the exit right. Let's see. Let's shave off some more time. Right then, this could already be the attempt that beats the lap. We'll run qualifying engine mode, and we're now running 3 litres of fuel, which is very low. So yeah, this would be our full send attempt. I've got the tyres nice and cool to hopefully help us out. Well, let's go for it. Here we go. DRS open. As we start off the lap. Let's take it nice and easy. The engine mode and also a bit more front and rear wing will help us. The engine mode will make up for the lack of wings, so we basically lose no time on the straight, but we gain the corners because of the higher downforce. Through the banking, there we go. Nicely done. Using the high line, which gives us a better exit. Only up by a tenth now. We're starting to find time though with the engine mode engaged as we head into Schreivlach. We're going to take a bit of an early lift. Second lift, couldn't quite get the nose in. Our tyres are hot. Slow down, Leclerc corner. Have to get on the brakes a little bit there just to not run wide. Now through this understeery left-hander. DRS open, down the back straight. Let's try and push this braking a little bit. Oh, it's a bit wide off the apex, but it will do. Slight bit of gravel on the inside. Haven't really gained any time through there. Final corner. Front tyres are screaming, but we're through. DRS open. And this looks good. Could be in the 9s. Not quite. 10-0. But we beat the 2023 pole lap and the 2022 pole lap. So let's see if we have any other possible targets to aim for. So before we go for our next run, the next lap will be the non-commentary, flat out, giving it everything I've got. Now the only objective we can beat is the 2021 pole lap, which is a 1 minute 8.8, which is a bit of a steep margin, but not impossible. I've got a touch more engine mode that I can use, but that is the only ace we have up our sleeve. So I'm going to send it. We've already beaten the pole lap for this year, so we're just going to give everything, and we'll see what our best lap is at the end of it. Wow. Whew. You know what? That might just do the trick. I'm really happy with that. That felt perfect. Turn 1 and this section here was the best I've done. I managed to get over the bump with decent speed and also keep a relatively tighter line through the banking to not scrub too wide. So yeah, I was happy with pretty much all that, to be fair. Got every apex, cleaned up the final chicane hairpin complex as well. So I think we're going to leave it there, guys. So time for the setup in this one. So if we go over to the setup screen, tyres, I was on the C3s. I also increased the front pressures to 19 on the fronts. My fuel was 2 litres, enough for 2.1, which is an out lap and a timed lap. Electronics were set to qualifying and motor, which is the fastest available. Aero 7 and 8, I maxed out the rear wing and was 1 click off maxing out the front wing. So yeah, alignment default, dampers default, brake bias on 58, and then dampers default, suspension default, and yeah, pretty much stock settings all the way through, and a very well balanced car. So guys, cheers for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Let's try and smash over 1,000 likes. I was really rooting for Lando to drive a different car in this series. I may still do that. I may still mix up the cars from now on to make it a bit more interesting. I wanted to really drive the McLaren today, but hopefully next time, you never know. Either way guys, subscribe for more daily F1 content on my channel as I'm reaching that 100,000 mark. I'm so close now, so if you want to help me out and reach that target, I'd massively appreciate it. As always, a big shout out to the channel members for supporting the channel and the content, and finally check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already guys. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.